It was a calm evening in Konoha. The sun was slowly setting behind the Hokage monument, casting long shadows over the village streets. Naruto, now the seventh Hokage, walked alone, his Hokage cloak brushing the ground. Despite the responsibilities, a rare moment of peace surrounded him. He thought about how far he had come. From a mischievous, lonely kid who wasn't accepted by anyone, to a hero who had protected the world multiple times and finally gained everyone's respect. The village looked different at this hour. Shops were closing, children's laughter echoed faintly in the streets, and vendors were packing up their stalls. Naruto smiled faintly. It was the kind of ordinary scene he had fought so hard to preserve. But that peace didn't last long. Out of nowhere, a swirling golden light appeared in front of him. It was unlike anything Naruto had ever seen. The air around it shimmered like heat waves on a summer day, and it seemed to pulse with energy that pulled at Naruto's very being. His instinct screamed at him to back off, but before he could even move, the light engulfed him completely. Naruto felt his body being stretched and twisted, like he was falling through a tunnel made of liquid sunlight. His vision blurred and his ears rang. He tried to call out, but no sound came. There was nothing but movement, spinning, and light. Then, with a violent pull, he was ejected. Landing hard on soft grass, he groaned, trying to push himself up. When he looked around, the first thing he noticed was that everything seemed smaller. The village looked familiar, but different. Houses were less developed, streets narrower, and the Hokage monument wasn't even there yet. Naruto's heart started pounding. He spotted a familiar figure walking by, a young Kashi, no mask yet, hair messy as ever, carrying his books like usual. Naruto froze. "Nani, this is past," he whispered, disbelief in his voice. The realization hit him hard somehow. He had traveled back in time, decades before his own birth. Excitement and fear twisted inside him. He could see people he knew, but younger, untested, unaware of the hardships to come. The more he looked around, the more he noticed small things that were off. A shadow lingered at the edge of the forest. Naruto couldn't see who it was clearly, but the presence was familiar, unsettling. His instincts screamed that it wasn't just a coincidence. Somehow, this shadow was connected to why he was here. He tried to calm himself, taking deep breaths. "Okay, Naruto, think. You can't just run around like an idiot. You're in the past. Any mistake here could change everything." He clenched his fists, determination hardening in his chest. This is my chance. My chance to fix the things I couldn't before. No mistakes, no regrets. As he walked cautiously toward the village, Naruto remembered his training, his battles, and all the times he had faced impossible odds. But this was different. Fighting an enemy was one thing. Fighting time was something else entirely. He had to observe, blend in, and find out why he was here. The streets were quiet, but he could hear faint conversations. Children were running around, playing games he remembered from his own childhood. Merchants called out prices in cheerful voices. Dogs barked at the corners. Everything seemed peaceful, but he knew better. He had seen what the future held: losses, betrayals, wars. And now, armed with knowledge of the future, Naruto could change it. He noticed a young Iruka walking toward the academy. Naruto's heart clenched. This was the man who had believed in him when no one else did, who had guided him, protected him, and became a father figure. He wanted to approach him, warn him, ask for guidance, but a small voice in his head warned him. Even small interactions could ripple into huge consequences. He had to be careful. Naruto found a hidden spot behind a building and watched silently. Young Kakashi passed by again, talking to a teammate Naruto didn't recognize. The sight made Naruto smile. Some things, he realized, couldn't be changed and maybe shouldn't be. The past had its own flow, and even if he could intervene, he had to be smart about it. Suddenly, the shadow from the forest moved closer. Naruto tensed. His hand instinctively went to his kunai, but then he saw it clearly, a young man, unfamiliar but radiating power. The presence was tense, dangerous. Naruto's heart raced. Is this someone from the past? Or someone who came here like me? The figure stepped into the light, and Naruto could finally make out his features. His gut told him this person wasn't here to make friends. The man's eyes were sharp, calculating, and there was an aura of menace that Naruto couldn't ignore. Every instinct screamed at him to fight, but he held back, remembering the lesson he had learned countless times: patience. Knowledge of the future didn't mean he could recklessly attack. Naruto's mind raced. He thought of all the things he could do in this time: prevent tragedies, train key allies early, warn people about dangerous threats before they arose. But he also knew the risks. Time travel wasn't something to toy with. Even the smallest mistake could lead to catastrophic changes. As the golden sunset bathed the village in a warm glow, Naruto made a decision. He would observe first, gather information, and only then intervene. The shadowy figure would be his first focus. Either an ally or an enemy, he couldn't tell yet. He walked back into the village carefully, keeping to the alleys and observing every detail. People passed by, unaware of the living legend who now walked among them. Naruto felt a strange mix of nostalgia and sorrow, seeing faces he would later know in different circumstances. The weight of responsibility pressed down on him, not just as the Hokage of his time, but as someone who now held the fate of the past and the future in his hands. Naruto found a quiet rooftop and sat down, looking over the village. He remembered the countless times he had failed, the friends he had lost, and the enemies he had faced. All of that knowledge, all of that pain, now gave him an edge, but also a burden. He whispered to himself, "I'll make sure everyone is safe this time. No one will have to suffer like before." As night began to fall, Naruto's eyes glowed with determination. The village lights twinkled below, and a soft wind rustled the leaves. He was alone, yes, but armed with knowledge, skill, and determination. The journey had just begun. Time itself had thrown him a challenge, but Naruto wasn't the kind to back down. And so, under the starlit sky of a past long forgotten, Naruto Uzumaki prepared to rewrite history. One step at a time, one choice at a time. The adventure of time, destiny, and change had begun.